So this chapter, chapter 8, in the PowerPoint says it's all about ADHD. And personally, I feel like this is a topic that I have a lot into because I feel like I have ADHD. I am not diagnosed with it, but I a lot of times am asked if I have ADHD, and I can always tell them no, I've never had it, or they've never told me I've had it. So it's something that actually means something to me. While reading this chapter, I found something that I just laughed about was in the 50s and 60s, instead of like calling, because they didn't know what it was back then, they just called it minimum brain injury. So like you had a brain injury, and that's what made you hyperactive, which is what I just find that really funny and fascinating that they did that. That's what they called it. Another thing is that nationally, 9.5% of children from 4 to 17 exhibit ADHD. I almost expect that to be a little bit higher because, like, in my high school, there was a lot of kids who had ADHD. I don't know if that's just Indiana, but um, I just figured it'd be higher. Nevada's is 5.6%, and then Alabama is over 14%. And so, like, my question that I have is, like, why is this? Why is Alabama so much higher than Nevada's? And why are all these states just, like, differently? Is there a reason, or is it just, like, random? It's just the people who's there. So, yeah. And then when I think ADHD, I always think, like, you're born with it, you have it, you don't have, like, that's the only way you got it. You get it from genetics. So to read that, like, there are kind of traumas that, like, implicate it and, like, give you ADHD, that was very interesting to read, and I never thought about that. Also, what was really cool in reading was this doctor office effect, which I totally believe it happens because children will freak out in a doctor's office. They always do. And that's like the absence of the symptoms that they are supposedly have when they're actually in the office. So, like, I mean, I act a lot more serious when I'm in a doctor's office too. So, like, that is very understandable, and it's really cool to see. There was a quote in here that I did like. It's because no two children are alike. With ADHD, it is important to keep in mind that there is no single education program, practice, or setting that will be best for them. This is very true. I've seen it multiple times. I have friends who have ADHD who just like they learn completely differently, they act differently, and so like it's very like they're not the same. And then I don't know why, but adults with ADHD has never like come up to me, even though I know it's there because like my friends are adults now. But like it kind of is just like hush hush and not talked about. So like that's very interesting and like why is it? Why do we just push that away as if it's not happening when it really is happening? So yeah, that's very interesting.